Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
The man that I'm about to introduce is a man who wears many hats. He's known as a breath of fresh air in the YouTube boxing community. His voice has become one of the loudest voices in the community for his controversial but factual perspectives. Boxing fans all around the world recognizes him for his knowledge, credibility, credentials, and integrity in the business of boxing. He is the founder of the non-profit organization named Dads Overcoming Losses Living Above Reproach Incorporation. He is certified as a credit counselor, tax practitioner, experienced full-time entrepreneur, trained as an amateur boxer, and licensed as a boxing manager in multiple states in the country. He is the author of these words. You're going to need to get you a pair of these. The viewership is increasing exponentially. He is the author of these words. Roll the tape. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, I introduce you to the undefeated, hottest manager on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Manager Marty.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, welcome to another episode of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. I'm your host, Manager Marty. We need answers. I'm so excited to be here. Come on in. Yes, I promise you I won't hold you too long this morning. I welcome my West Coast audience members. It is bright and early on the West Coast here in America. Here on the East Coast, rush hour traffic is still rolling. Good morning, America, to all of the viewers and the listeners all around the world. It might be evening where you are. Welcome. I want to let all of you know this from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate your viewership. I really appreciate your membership. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your emails. I appreciate the live chat. I'm just grateful. I want to let everybody know that I'm starting to show off right this morning. I'm grateful. Right now, we have upward of over 2.4 million views over a time span of a little over 2 years now. I'm working on merchandise, which should have been here last year. But I've been in the middle of hiring different graphic designers. It's just been a long, drawn-out process. But I promise you very soon, merchandise will be here. Absolutely. I appreciate even those of you that don't like me, even those of you that don't agree with me, even those of you that insult me, whether you're a content creator or not, doesn't matter. I appreciate your viewership. I have to take the good with the good and the bad with the bad. And I want to let you know, even if you hate on Manager Marty, you're still a part of the 2.4 million views. I live for controversial moments. Is Boxing Hacker here? I'm going to start the show off right. Is he here? Can the live chat let me know if Boxing Hacker come in this building today? I want you to tap security on the shoulder and say he's here. And security, I want you to call me in my office. Let me know he's downstairs. Because I want him to click the link. I want Boxing Hacker to click the link. And also, if, what's his name? Flyer Frequency or Frequency Flyer? I don't know how to, I forget. If he's here, I would like for him to click the link as well. Please. Anybody can click the link. I just want y'all to know. Anybody can click it, whether you agree with my perspectives or not, or if you have your own independent perspective. All perspectives are welcome on this platform. And I've been like this since day one, so we won't change it. If he's here, somebody tell him to click the link. If you see either two of those men, they might not be here now, and that's okay. They might have to catch this on a replay. And if they catch it on a replay, that's fine. That's fine too. We'll catch them the next go round. Because I want to give Boxing Hacker what he wants this morning. I'm for the grits. I'm with the grits. Now, of course, the words start with the letter S, where I'm from. But y'all know that ain't in my vocabulary. So I'm with the grits this morning. And so I'm going to give him a little bit of fame that he been looking for this morning. I got something for him this morning. Boxing Hacker, I have something for you this morning. A little gift I want to give you. I'm going to give it to you while you're not here. Because the people want to know why you play so much. We got something for him. Hey, Bill! I got something for him too. Double salute to all of the members of the channel and supervisors of the Roll the Tape Film Crew. I see you in the chat. Mr. Altruistic, JSir72, my guy, All Things, Kentrell, I see you too. P Flame, Omega Red, Round One, I see you too. Brian King, the one who have dubbed me and named me. You know, this is where I get most of my names from, my nicknames on YouTube. Kendrick Lamarty, not Kendrick Lamar, Kendrick Lamarty, not Walmart, Walmarty. Yeah, you like that? Walmarty. You like that? Kendrick Lamarty. Y'all like that? Double salute to my guy, Brian King. Listen, Josh, what up, Josh? What up, Javon856? What's good? Jay Henderson, what up? Let's get on to the show. Enough with the hugs, handshakes, and Valentine's Day cards. I just trying to ask a question. Please, shall I? I just want to know something. Now, listen now. Now, listen, we're going to talk about Bill Conti, okay? We're going to talk about Bill Conti, okay? Now, you know the other day we just talked about Victor Haney, but today we're going to talk about Bill Conti. Oh, that's not their names? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I meant to say Bill Haney, and we talked about Victor Conti the other day. Right, okay. I need to show my face for this part. I need to show my face. I really do. Because you know what? I don't mean to be controversial. Okay, I do mean to be controversial. I just have a question. I've been asking this question for the last 2 weeks now. But then I started asking the question about 3 months ago. I figure hopefully we can get an answer this morning. Let me show my face. Quick question. What's up, y'all? I love my roller tape family. I love y'all. I think about you guys and ladies all the time. Let me ask you a question. No other content creator has asked this question yet. And if they did, you know where they got it from, right? You ain't gonna find this nowhere else. I said all that to say you ain't gonna find this nowhere else. I promise you that. Double salute to Jay Mills. Thank you, Jay Mills, for your contribution and your support to the channel. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Jay Mills, listen, Jay Mills just he plugged up the air fryer this morning. Your monetary contributions to this channel help not just forego the mission and objective that we have on the channel, and that's to educate and entertain the boxing world. But what it also does, it allows me the opportunity to donate and invest time to put video after video after video together. It doesn't cost a lot, but it's not free at the same time. When you have these apps that you need to do thumbnails and editing, and it's a lot that goes into this YouTube stuff. And I give my 100%, even if I'm not here all the time, every single day. If you notice, scheduling have changed in my personal and professional life. So I'm able to come on here and try to give y'all some content every morning, 9 o'clock in the morning sharp, and your contributions is what help allow the program to keep on running. So thank you, Jay Mills, starting it off by plugging the air fryer up. We have to get the air fryer up 500 degrees today, and your monetary contributions will do just that. Double salute again to my guy, Jay Mills. Jay Mills in the super chat says, had to go sit down for a few. Good to hear the truth. Still truthing. Respect, Manager Marty. Hey, Jay Mills, we miss you over here, brother. And anything I can do, send me an email. Anything I can do. I don't know what I can do, but if there's anything that I can do to help you stand up and stay up, I'm going to tell you that's for Jay Mills. I want to encourage you this morning. If there's anything I can do to help you stand up and stay up so that you won't have to sit back down, all you got to do is email me, brother. We'll talk. I'll send you my contact information. We'll talk. I got your back. Thank you again, Jay Mills. See, when you real, you don't have to tell people I'm a real one. I'm a real one. I'm a real one. The people know when you're genuine and when you're real. The people know, trust me. And the people know when you fake. I always say that, yes, it's true. Real recognize real. That is true. But I also say that real recognize fake. You know how when you go to a store, not going to talk about the culture, but you know certain cultures that when you go to certain stores, and I'm talking about here in America, you give a $100 bill or a $50 bill or sometimes even a $20 bill. They go on and put that $50 bill or $100 bill in the air, you know, in the light. You know, they're looking for something. What they're looking for is to make sure that the currency that you have given them is not fake. They want to make sure it's real, right or wrong. So real recognize fake too, especially from a mile away. And speaking of fake, I'm just trying to figure out, why is it that Bill and Devin Haney, I'm just trying to figure out, why is it that they want to portray this image that make them look real when the things that some of the things that they say, more so Bill Haney than Devin, are not real and it's fake. And it don't have to be like this, y'all. Because you know what people are going to say? Oh, Manager Marty, you hating. Even though they're the ones that's putting all this stuff out in public, manipulating people, I'm hating when I speak on it. The reason why I'm speaking on it, yes, it is entertaining, but the main reason why I'm really speaking on it is because it's hurting the brand of Devin Haney. That's why. It's affecting the business of DHP, and that's the reason why When I speak on it, I come from the business perspective. Some people call it hating, and I'm cool with that too. That come with it. I get it. But you don't have to act real. It's either you're real or you're not. You don't have to act like you a gangster. It's either you a gangster or you're not. I don't recommend nobody being a gangster. I've been there, done it, tried it. I'm from the hood. Everybody knows my background in Philly. All I'm trying to say is this. At this point in the game with the Haneys, they don't have to be fake. They already made enough money. The problem is that they don't have the team around them. They don't have the people around them to keep them sharp. And when they get around the people that can keep them sharp, they affect the business relationships because of the antics of Bill Haney. And I've been saying this time and time again. Now, I asked a question a few months ago, and I just asked the question the other day. I'm going to ask it again this morning. What was Devin Haney sitting next to Eddie Hearn for at the press conference when he fought Jose Ramirez? I'm just asking the question. Don't get mad at me, Devin Haney fans. I'm just asking the question. Why was Eddie Hearn there at the press conference and the weigh-in? Why was Eddie Hearn sitting next to Devin Haney at the final press conference for the Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez fight? I'm just asking, why was he there? A few months ago, when Bill Haney came out in multiple interviews talking about that he's the CEO of DHP Promotions, Devin Haney Promotions. And they've been saying for years, especially Bill Haney, I'm my own boss. We're our own bosses. We don't need nobody else. Why was Eddie Hearn at the press conference when Devin Haney was fighting Ryan Garcia? You know, when they was promoting the fight. When Devin Haney was promoting the fight with Ryan Garcia, what was Eddie Hearn doing there for? You know, when they was promoting the fight, when Devin Haney was fighting Jose Ramirez just last weekend, last Friday to be exact, May 2nd, right? What was Eddie Hearn doing there? I'm just asking the question. Because what we've been told in the YouTube boxing community many times over, that Devin Haney signed a one-fight deal with Eddie Hearn. I'm talking about when he fought Regis Prograis. Now, I'm not saying that's true or not true. I'm just trying to ask a question on it. I mean, I have a general answer knowing the business, but I'm just trying to figure out what was he there for. Now, somebody said because it was on the zone. All right. It was on the zone. It was on the zone. I give you, somebody in the chat just said because Eddie Hearn was there because it was on the zone, meaning the fights, the fight was on the zone. I guess every time a fight is on the zone, Eddie Hearn has to be there. I can name 3 fights right now that was on the zone, and Eddie Hearn was not there at the press conference. And Eddie Hearn was not there at the weigh-in. But go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I see what's going on. They said it was because it was on the zone. Fine. So I guess Eddie Hearn, what is he, a part owner of the zone now? That means every time a fight happens on the zone, Eddie Hearn has to be there. I mean, that's what people been saying in the comment section, even in the live chat. I'm just trying to figure out why was he sitting next to Devin, though? And what I'm trying to say is that Eddie Hearn wasn't representing the zone when he was sitting next to Devin Haney at both press conferences, the one for Ryan Garcia and the one for Jose Ramirez. He wasn't there as a representation of the zone. What I'm getting at is, let's say Top Rank. They have a contract with ESPN. I have never seen an executive from ESPN at the press conference or a weigh-in. I mean, I haven't seen it. Me personally, me professionally. I mean, I'm just saying, I haven't seen it. Now, I did see an executive from Showtime. Y'all remember the executive from Showtime, don't you? Steven Espinoza. Now, I remember him. He was the representation of Showtime. You know, he was using Showtime money to cut the checks to the promote. Y'all understand that, right? Okay. No, I'm just asking. I figured I'd ask, you know. Since they have a one-fight deal with Eddie, I figured I'd come here and just ask. Double salute to my guy. He is a day one supporter of the channel. Aaron H. Muhammad, my guy. One of the smartest guys I know. What's up, Aaron? Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. In the super chat, Aaron says these words. Manager Marty, real hate is manipulation of people with falsehood versus standing on truth. It's so unnecessary. That's all I'm saying. Thank you. You said it better than I did, Aaron. Why manipulate the people with falsehood? Why? I mean, the reason why I'm bringing all this up, I'm going somewhere with this, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll to Tape film crew, because Bill Haney, now we noticed, I did a live on this the other day, but y'all didn't hear the audio. We won't play the audio of how all of this came about with with Robert Garcia, the brother of Mikey Garcia, the trainer. And y'all don't know who Mikey Garcia is? Some of y'all know who Mikey Garcia is. Y'all know who Robert Garcia is, don't you? Some of y'all remember who Robert Garcia is. Y'all remember. Y'all know who he is. When you see him, you know. When I put his picture up on the screen in a few seconds, if you don't know, you're gonna know him in a few minutes. But what I'm getting at is Robert Garcia and Bill Haney, they have an issue all of a sudden. Because Bill Haney posted a picture that Jose Ramirez was sitting in the back of the ambulance because Devin Haney beat him up so bad that he had to get medically treated and or medically evaluated. While at the same time, Devin Haney was sitting ringside laughing and chilling and waiting on what's next for him. That's what Bill Haney tweeted. That's what he tweeted. I put it on the screen the other day when I went live, but that's what he tweeted. What was that, on Monday? Yeah, on Monday. Yeah, on Monday when we went live. So the truth of the matter is that Devin Haney only landed 70 punches in total against Jose Ramirez, but Jose Ramirez was not injured. He was not hurt. And it was standard protocol that all of the professional boxers had to be medically evaluated after the fight, which is standard in every fight, whether it was outside in Times Square or indoors at a venue. It's the same process regardless. But Bill Haney was manipulating the public through his social media platform to make people believe that Devin Haney did all of this damage physically to Jose Ramirez, and according to Robert Garcia, it wasn't true. Double salute to Jab Queen Boxing. She's in the chat. Appreciate you, Ty. Good morning. Now, I want to know, what is it that makes the Haneys have to keep coming out with false narratives? Why? It makes no sense. Now, I'm going to put something on your screen. We're going to get to Robert Garcia. We're going to get to the audio where he even talked about other things that happened that day. The day of the fight, May 2nd, on Friday, hours before the actual fight took place. And I wish Boxing Hacker was here. I wish what's his name? Frequency Flyer or Flyer Frequency, whatever his name. I wish he was here. And if they are here, and if they get here, please, somebody in the chat, let me know when they arrive. Either two of those guys, especially Boxing Hacker. I love to give him his little 10 minutes of fame that he keeps coming over here wanting to get. Now, I want to put something on your screen because I had a question on something. I just want to put it on the screen because I have, hey, don't get mad at us. It's just a question. Did y'all see that on your screen? Do y'all see that on your screen? Go on and look at it. If you don't see what's on your screen, or you can't, or you don't have the ability because you really are just listening in, I'm going to tell you what's on the screen. It is a thumbnail, or it's a screenshot of a thumbnail of Matchroom Boxing's YouTube page. Okay. What's on the screen is a thumbnail of the picture between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. This video was published 5 days ago on Matchroom Boxing's YouTube channel. Okay? And it is basically the replay, the rebroadcasting of the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight. Do y'all see that? Okay, so everybody see that now, right? I just have a question on that. I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. Stay with me, please. Stay right there. Don't move. So, how did Matchroom Boxing get the clearance to be able to republish content from a fight between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney on their YouTube platform? Who gave them the licensing and the legal authorization to republish content that was originally published by DAZN? You might not see where I'm going with this, but I'm just asking a question. Who gave them that? That's what I'm trying to ask. I just want to know who gave them that authority to do that. Y'all don't mind me asking that, do y'all? It's just a question. Who gave Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn's promotional company, who gave them permission, legal authorization, and or licensing to republish content that was originally published by DAZN? Does anyone know? No, I'm just asking. I just figured I'd ask, somebody here. Okay, I figured somebody would know. Now, anybody else that don't know, that's okay. I'm going to see if we can iron this out. And let me let the audience members know this. Boxing Hacker is here. I'm listen, y'all. I know some people said that Boxer Hacker give you a headache, but don't worry. Don't worry. He's not going to give anyone a headache today. He's going to be honest today. He said he loves truth when he was here before. Okay? He said he on point this morning. So it's okay. We're going to be all right. Now, the question was, before I let Boxer Hacker, stay right there, don't move, Boxer Hacker. I got something for you. Stay right there, don't move. The question is, who gave Matchroom Boxing the legal authorization, the rights and licensing to republish the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight on their platform on YouTube that was originally published by DAZN? I'm about to break this thing down like an old rifle. Okay. Hold on for a minute. All right, let me see if I can break this down. Okay, look at your screen now. Bam. Now on your screen now, if you can't see it, I'm going to tell you what's on the screen. I circled it for you all so you know I did my homework so I can show you my work, right? Okay, now, who gave Golden Boy Boxing Promotion Company the rights, the legal authority, the legal authorization, the licensing to republish the Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia fight? Because that's on your screen right now. That's what you might not be able to see it. You might be preoccupied. Most of you are here, you can see it. All right? Y'all see that? So let's do a small recap real quick. I want to break down the business of boxing for y'all if y'all don't mind. Because you ain't going to find this nowhere else. I promise you that. Now, let me go back again. Look at your screen again, please, if you can. I have it circled for you so you can see. Matchroom Boxing, right? You see it? Matchroom Boxing is already circled. Matchroom Boxing, 5 days ago, they republished the fight between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Okay? It's on your screen. I circled it for you. My question is, who gave them the legal authorization, the rights, and or licensing to republish a fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia that was originally published by DAZN, that was originally broadcasted live by DAZN? Look at your screen again. It's a republishing of Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. But only this time, I circled it for you so that you can see I did my work. I did the homework. It's Golden Boy Boxing. That's their YouTube channel from Golden Boy Promotions. They republished the fight between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney 2 weeks ago. 1 million views, by the way, as you can see on your screen. Who gave them the legal authorization, the rights and or the licensing to republish the fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia that was originally published and broadcasted live by DAZN? Good God from Zion, I love breaking the business of boxing down. If you said DAZN, you are correct. But I want to include two other people that gave them permission. You see, it says Golden Boy Boxing, right? And this one says Matchroom Boxing. I'm going to show my face to let everybody know you ain't going to find this nowhere else. They can't break the business of boxing down like me because they ain't in it. That's why you're here. Now, give you some education, classes in session. Two other people gave permission for that to occur. Yes, Matchroom Boxing. Yes, Golden Boy Promotions. Yes, they have legal authorization to republish content that was published and broadcasted live originally from DAZN. Yes, yes, DAZN gave them their legal authorization to do that. Yes. But who gave them the rights and the licensing to do it? God, I love this business. Now, the two people that gave them the rights and licensing to do that was Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Now, you might ask, how did they do that? Well, it's very simple. In standard contracts in the sport of boxing, when a professional boxer is signed exclusively to a promoter or a promotion company, that professional boxer is agreeing to the terms set forth in the contract. The terms that are set forth with regards to rights and licensing in layman terms says this: because the boxer is signing the contract to receive guaranteed compensation. I taught y'all this by the phone booth. Minimum and maximum guarantee, right? That the promoter have to pay irregardless of the opponent. Correct? Okay, you got that part, right? Okay, now, what the fighter or boxer may not realize, this is why good representation is priceless. What the fighter may not realize when they sign their signature in John Hancock on the contract, and they might realize it, and they might have a manager that explains it to them. I don't know. But what I'm telling you is this is standard in boxing. When the fighter signs their signature on the bottom of the contract, the fighter is agreeing to license their image, to license their talent to the promoter. In other words, is when the fighter or professional boxer compete in the ring under that promotional company, under the event, right? The event where that promotional company is making sure that that professional boxer is competing in the event. They're licensing their image and talents to the promoter. This gives the promoter the legal authorization and the right to produce content with the fighter's image, likeness, and talent and receive compensation for it, but the fighter doesn't. The professional boxer doesn't. The professional boxer doesn't own the content that produces residual income, that produces revenue for the promotional company. I'm going to go a step further because in my spirit, I feel that I'm going to have detractors. I'm going to have haters. I'm going to have liars. I'm going to have spies that's going to be here watching the live and the replay of this live later on. And they're going to try to debunk what I'm saying because they're uneducated and they're biased. But I got proof now. If you don't believe me, if you don't take my word for it, I'm going to give you a homework assignment right now. One of the people that you just saw in that thumbnail, both thumbnails actually, the Matchroom boxing thumbnail and the Golden Boy boxing thumbnail of the fight, one of those people, his name is Devin Haney. You don't have to take my word for it. When I say anything publicly, I got to take my glasses off to say this because Mr. Greg is here. Shout out to Mr. Greg. If you don't know nothing else about me, I want you to learn this one truth about me. Look at my eyes. I'm looking right in the camera. If I mention anything publicly on this channel, best believe I have the evidence locked up in the vault waiting for anybody to challenge me. I just wanted to make sure we were clear. Okay, now that we got that out of the way. If you don't believe what I'm telling you, go on the Real Devin Haney TV. That's Devin Haney's YouTube channel. Go on in. Hey, you can pause this show right now if you want and go on there and tell me what's on there. Just tell me. You ain't got, look, we don't have to go back and forth. Just tell me what's on there. That's all we got to do. We don't have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just tell me what's on there. That's all you got to do. Just tell me what's on there. That's all you got to do is tell me what's on there. I'm going to show y'all again on your screen so we all can be on the same page. Hold up, that one there. Hold up. Y'all see that, right? Just tell me what's on there. We don't have to go back and forth about it. Just tell me now. We don't have to go back and forth. Just tell me. Go on the YouTube. Go on his YouTube channel now. And you tell me if you see Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez on his YouTube channel. Go on in and look and come back and tell me. That's the homework assignment. You have to do it right now. Go on the channel and tell me if you see him in an actual fight with Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, or Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. Hey, just go on his chat. You don't have to do it right now. It's a homework assignment. If you want to, go ahead and we're going to still be here. Because Boxer Hackers in the background, I got something for you. Just go on it. And just go see. That's all you got to do. If you don't see Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney on Devin Haney's platform, YouTube. If you don't see Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney on Devin Haney's own platform on YouTube, come back here. Let me know. You can do it in the comment section too when this go off. If you don't see Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, the full fight between them two on his YouTube channel, if you don't see it, come back and tell me. There's a reason why I'm bringing all of this up. I'm trying to educate you all on the business of boxing. It doesn't stop there. I'm going to take it a step further. Standard practices with regards to the language of boxing contracts. You see how professional boxers, when they wear advertisements and logos on their trunks, boxing trunks and robes, right? Y'all seen that before. You all have seen that, right? Well, majority of the time, not all, but majority of the time, standard in boxing, the fighters, they do get paid. Yes, they do get compensated for wearing logos of different brands on their boxing trunks, on their robes, on their jackets, right? Okay. However, when a professional boxer is signed to a guaranteed contract with an exclusive promoter, the promoter will receive a percentage of that compensation. Why? Because once the professional boxer signed their signature on the contract, they are forfeiting and licensing their image, their likeness, and talent to the promotion company, to the promoter. Okay? I just wanted to teach you the business. I wanted to use what I'm talking about being real and fake, as a teachable moment. I'm just trying to ask, what was Eddie Hearn doing there at the press conference? Now, somebody in the chat just told me, well, he was representing the zone. Well, why was he sitting next to Devin Haney then? I'm talking about in the Jose Ramirez fight. Okay, Eddie Hearn was representing the zone. Okay, good for Eddie Hearn. But why was he at the press conference when Ryan Garcia was fighting Devin Haney? I mean, we know why Oscar De La Hoya was there, because he promotes Ryan Garcia. I mean, we know why Golden Boy Boxing can republish the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight on their YouTube channel, Golden Boy Boxing, because they promote Ryan Garcia. But I'm just trying to figure out, why would Matchroom Boxing have the licensing and the right and legal authorization to republish the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight when they're not promoting Devin Haney, nor do they have any business relationship with the DHP promotions? How do they get a chance to make residual income every time somebody view the Matchroom Boxing YouTube channel and see that Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight? How are they able to generate revenue from the viewership and advertisement through YouTube, and Devin Haney, the fighter, is not able to get compensated for it because he didn't publish it on his own YouTube channel? Which means that he don't even get the residuals from his own talent in the ring, and neither does Ryan Garcia. Whoo, man, oh man. I'm just asking the question, that's all. It's just a question. I hope y'all don't mind. I don't know what the relationship is, but I know for a fact that Devin Haney did not get the legal authorization or the right or the licensing to republish his own fight with Ryan Garcia on his own YouTube channel. I know that Devin Haney didn't get the legal authorization, the right, or the licensing to republish his own fight with Jose Ramirez on his own YouTube channel. So I'm just asking a question, that's all. You ain't gonna find this nowhere else. That's all I'm asking. That was all. Now, we have a guy named Boxing Hacker. He's still here in the background. I told y'all that he's here. We're going to have a dialogue. I'm going to digress. I'm going to digress now. Okay, now, Boxing Hacker is here. I'm going to show my face. I'm going to show my face. I got to take my glasses off to say this next part. Hey, Boxing Hacker, how come you won't show your face? I'm showing my face. I took my glasses off and everything. I'm showing my face. Why won't you show your face? I'm going to let you on because you're faceless and you're using some image. I get it. But I'm just trying to figure out all that mouth you got, all this big talk you got on platform after platform, after YouTube channel over here. I'm just asking, bro. I always wanted to ask you that. I figured I'd ask you right now. Why don't you show your face? Hey, don't get mad at us. Don't get mad at me and the Roller Tape Film Crew. We always wanted to know that. I'm just speaking for them. Why don't you show your face? I should make you show your face today, but I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not, because I think that you don't want to show your face when you come up here. And I'm cool with it, because I let you up here 1,000 times, and I didn't make you show you. Well, you showed your face to me on the camera before you got on here once, and I get it. But I'm just trying to figure out, why won't you show your face? We're talking about real and fake, bro. The image that you're using, Boxing Hacker, is not even a picture of you. We're talking about real and fake this morning, and you bringing up Bill Haney and Devin Haney, and you keep taking up for them. So I figured, you show your face. But I know that you won't. I'm going to call Boxing Hacker up. What you doing this morning, man?
Hey, man, you finally called me up after all that, I don't know what you were saying, but yeah, what's up, Manager Marty? The question is, why not show my face? Oh, is that a picture of me? Is that a picture of me? If you want it to be. Whatever you want to imagine, brother.
Oh, here we go early in the morning.
You want to imagine, brother. I don't know why guys want me to show my face. You're a brother like I am. What does it matter? It's all about what logic anyway, right?
If I wanted it to be, there's a lot of things in life I want to be a certain way, but that's not how life works. And you said we're brothers. I didn't hear you. I said brother. Oh, you said we're brothers.
Yeah, but not paternal.
What are you saying? I couldn't understand.
Yeah, I said brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're a brother. You're a brother.
Yeah. Sure, yes.
I have audience members all around the world. They might not understand what you mean. You mean this? When you say brother, you mean this? Like black man?
Yeah, you could put it that way as well. For me, I call any other man brother to me, I don't it's not really about color for me like that,
Okay, I'm not racist. I love all cultures and races, so
yeah, I'm not racist either, so I don't really, anybody I will say is a brother,
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like black power, and I'm not one of those guys.
No, I'm not one of those guys, buddy. No grand rising for me, buddy. So
grand rising.
Yeah, no.
Well, your man Bill Haney always say king and everything. I don't know what that.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Okay. I gotta ask you a couple questions. First, I'm going to ask you this.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into our dialogue real quick because I want to play something for you.
Sure.
Did you see everything that I put up on the screen, brother?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you learn something about the business of boxing that you didn't know before you got on here this morning?
Did I learn something about the business? I can't say. Not really.
You knew that the language in boxing contracts were what they were, standard, like I just mentioned. You knew that before you came up here this morning?
Pretty much, but let's clarify.
No, hold on. Don't talk too fast. We're going to slow it down for the people.
Yeah.
You knew that already?
When it comes to like sign over your image, I understood that already. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, did you know it in boxing? Did you know that?
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Yeah. So then maybe you can help answer the question. How was Matchroom Boxing able to republish content that was originally live broadcasted by DAZN that had Devin Haney fighting Ryan Garcia in it, but Devin Haney, he couldn't publish it on his own YouTube channel? How is that possible?
Good question. So let's preface this by doing this first, right? I don't know the legality around that actual fight video, right? Like you don't know what was actually in their contracts or anything like that. So everything here is just purely speculative, right?
Okay.
But if I'm just to speculate, Matchroom's probably letting DAZN promote it for them. They all work closely together. Matchroom, DAZN, Golden Boy, they all work closely together. So they're probably just letting them promote it for them.
Who works closely together again? You said Matchroom,
DAZN, Golden Boy, DAZN, yeah.
So they have a contract with each other, all three of them?
It depends how, like I said, well, I don't know the actual legality around the actual fight video, like neither one of us do. But it's probably it's easy to assume that whoever owns the video gave them the right. So if Matchroom owns it and we know that Matchroom, DAZN, if DAZN owns it, we know that DAZN works with Matchroom, so they could easily let them be the promoters of the fight. For things like showing like old videos and stuff.
Yeah,
it's not far from possibility. Yeah.
Okay. So you mean to tell me if someone else had a partnership with DAZN, they could equally also get the right to republish the Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia fight, basically?
So if somebody else, like a third party, it depends. So it depends on, like I said, what's actually in their contract, because all the fighters, everybody signs the contract.
I'll be more specific because you said that you understand about selling your rights over and your image and likeness. Do you mean to tell me that Queensberry Promotion, Frank Warren?
So Frank Warren. So could it be possible? It depends on what's
no. That's not my question. Let me ask it. So,
yeah.
So Queensberry Promotions, who also have a contract with DAZN, you mean to tell me that they could equally have the licensing and the right to republish a Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia fight when they don't promote either two of them fighters?
Could they? So is it possible? It depends what's on the act. So whenever they sign the agreement to sign the fight, it depends what's on there. Probably not.
I got him. You know they ain't gonna be able to promote that.
You said could they? So you said is it a possibility? So of course it's a possibility. No, it's not. It's not a gotcha moment.
Okay.
Yeah, you said could they? Like I said, it's purely speculative.
They're not.
It's purely speculative. We don't know what was actually agreed upon.
You said you understand it, so that's why I'm trying to get.
But you also understand not all contracts are made equal. You understand that, correct, as well, right? Not all contracts are made equal. You do realize that, right? Am I right or am I wrong about that?
No, then I don't even know what you're talking about, sir.
So not all fighter contracts are created equal.
Oh yes, I would have to agree with that.
Yes, so
but Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney's is.
So it depends what was on the actual contract. If Queensberry wasn't there, then they weren't there. Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I have to acknowledge someone this morning. You don't mind? Hold on one second. This is my show anyway. Just hold on 1 second. I don't mean to pull rank. Double salute to Ariana. She's a member of the channel, supervisor of the Road to Tape film crew, and she said good morning to the man of the hour, Manager Marty. Good morning, Ariana. I just want to make sure she wasn't talking about you. She was talking about me. Because the last time you felt some type of way that she gave, I know. I just wanted to put that out there for entertainment purposes. She was talking about me this time, brother.
Good morning, Ariana.
Okay, now I want to play a clip for you.
Feel free.
Mr. Greg is in the back. I'm going to let Mr. Greg come on. Hang tight, Mr. Greg, because I got Boxing Hacker, and I want the audience to stay with us this morning. I have time. I'm with the grits this morning. I want to play something, and I'm going to tell you exactly when this happened. Can you see that on your screen, brother?
May 4th, 20. Yeah, what about it?
This look familiar to you?
Yeah, it's me and you.
This is you and I when we were having our dialogue the last time you were here on May 4th, 2025. You remember that?
Yeah. You didn't want to admit you were wrong. I remember that.
And you said I didn't want to admit that I was wrong.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, okay. Now I just want to make sure we're clear because most people might not have been here.
Okay.
When you said I didn't want to admit that I was wrong, can you refresh the memory of those that were here?
Yes.
Please.
So the thing was, the time before I came on this time, you had told me that, hey, Boxing Hacker, Devin Haney is going to be on the undercard of an undercard. He is going to be on the undercard of. He's going to be on the undercard of Tio, or those are your words to me. And I was like, well, first, it's not really undercard. It's like a stacked card, and I believe that he's after Ryan Garcia. He's before Ryan. He's like preceding Ryan Garcia. You were like, no, boxing hacker. If he's on the undercard, are you gonna come back and admit that you were wrong? This and that, this and that. So I said, okay, I'll definitely come back. You remember me telling you I would definitely come back, right? I'm a man of my words, and you were wrong. So I asked you, Manager Marty, was Devin Haney on the undercard of Tio? And you were like, what did you say? You said he was at one point, but he wasn't, or something like that. You said at that moment it was true, and now it's not true, or something, that somebody had texted you and this and that. And I was like, what are you talking about, man? Nothing. All that matters is what happened. It's not about, who texted you and what they told you, because I just found out. I just looked on the zone schedule to know, So I didn't need nobody to like secretly text me to see that it wasn't going to be like that. So that's what really happened. So yeah, what about it? So when I say you didn't admit that you were wrong, I asked you multiple times, and then you started like spinning the corner talking about, well, when I'm right, you never admit that I'm right and all this stuff. So that's what happened.
Right. Yeah. Well, I was only saying that because you were very critical of saying that I was wrong, and you always are critical when you claim that I'm wrong about something, even though I'll be right. But you say that I'm always wrong about certain things, but you won't come up and keep that same energy when I'm right. So I want to play back exactly what not the whole thing, just a few pieces of the dialogue, so that those that were not here can be caught up to speed, because I have some evidence that I want to present to you.
Before you do it, can I make mention one thing though?
Of course.
So that the dialogue that we had that day was based off what you told me. It wasn't about me coming back, and you asked me to come back if I was wrong, but you were wrong. So you were supposed to admit you were wrong. So like, you understand what I mean? It wasn't about whether you were right, who was right or wrong in the past. It wasn't about that. It had nothing to do with that. So it was just a thing that you said, if I was wrong, I would came and say, yeah, you were right, Manager Marty. What's the big deal? I have no problem doing that.
Well, I'm
but
right.
You were
about
wrong, and you didn't do that. So I thought that was really weird.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, but feel free.
You said I was wrong. I'm going to present some evidence to show you that I wasn't wrong. But I wanted to play something for you. Just hold on one second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, I'm going to play just a few minutes of the excerpt between the original conversation that Boxing Hacker and I had, as you can see on your screen, on May the 4th, 2025. And this is what was said. And remember, this is literally 2 days after Ryan Garcia fought Rolly, and after Devin Haney fought Ramirez, and of course after Tio fought Barboza. And Boxing Hacker came up and said that I was wrong. You know what? I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
Yes, I am. You also said that Devin Haney was going to be the undercard of an undercard. Were you correct or were you incorrect? I want to hear this.
Well, when I said it, I was correct. But did you hear me just say that? I don't know if you heard this before you came on, because I can reiterate it. Did you hear me say that I received a text message from the same reliable source, and I won't say that person's name, but I will tell you the position they hold. They are the person who is a professional licensed inspector in multiple states in the country of the United States of America, actually texted me a few hours before the show and told me that there were things happening behind the scene where they had to rearrange the card. Did you hear me say that part?
So, no, I didn't.
No, I'm just asking the question.
No, I didn't hear it. So I didn't hear you say it prior.
Oh, okay. That's what.
But let's keep it. I'm not saying whether you have an unknown source that changed the story or not.
I'm saying
what you told me 2 days ago, was it correct or incorrect based on what happened? I don't need to know the background story of did something change or something didn't
Well,
change?
you do need to, wait a minute.
Just say was it true or false?
You do, wait a minute. At the time that was told to me, it was true.
How can it be true that if the event never happened yet? The event happened on Friday. We talked on, was it Thursday, right? The event, so you can't say it was true.
What are you talking about?
You told me that Devin Haney was going to be the undercard of Teofimo Lopez. That's what you told me. I don't even know what your unknown source is telling you. I don't even know that. I'm asking you, was that statement true or false?
When I said it on, hold on, brother. When I said that on Friday morning, you were here Friday morning when I told you that, right?
It wasn't Friday morning. It was the day before. Or was it? Yeah, it was the day before, I think. Yeah.
You going to tell me when I said it?
Okay, I think it was. Was it Friday morning?
Yeah.
Okay, Friday morning.
Friday morning.
Fine. Friday morning, sure.
Yeah, I told you on Friday morning what I said.
Yeah.
Okay. It was true at the time that I said that.
How can it be true if the event never happened? It's not true.
What do you mean the event never?
The event happened at nighttime, in the evening time, right? It happened starting at 5:30, 6 o'clock. We talked early. We talked before the event, so you can't claim that it's true,
sir.
You can't claim that it's true prior to the event. You told me, Manager Marty. You said if you told me. No. I want the chat to be here to be my witness. You told me that Devin Haney was going to be Teofimo Lopez's undercard.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Right? That's what you told me. And you
said was the plan from the very beginning.
I said, I don't think so. That's not what I'm hearing.
That was the heck. Listen to me. That was the plan from the very beginning, sir.
Okay, but did it happen? So you can say that. You can say he has an unknown source, right? I don't need to know his position or his.
No, I'm telling you his position so you can understand I have credibility.
I still don't know what it's unknown to me.
But Hacker, I'm doing that for a reason. I want you to. I'm glad you came up here because I don't duck anything. The reason why I'm saying it now is because I came out publicly. I made a statement on Friday morning, many hours, literally 8 hours before the event occurred. Now, this is what I love about you coming up here. When I was right 1,000 times before this fight, did you come up here and say, Manager Marty, you were right?
Let's not deflect, Manager Marty.
No.
Okay, before we get to that part, let's not deflect. Just answer one question.
Listen to me.
Was your statement right or wrong?
Hacker, I've already answered that. The reason why I'm saying
but you're saying something that doesn't make sense.
I'm not the... All right, we've heard enough. Boxing Hacker, you still there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here, buddy. What's up?
I gotta show my face to let the people know. I gotta show my face, homie. I ain't like Boxer Hacker. I show mine. I ain't never seen the show face.
Hey,
you
man,
still there? Hold on. Are you still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You standing by what you said?
I'm standing by what I said, yes.
Okay. Now, you said I was wrong.
Yeah.
I told everybody 8 hours before the fight, Friday morning.
Yeah.
So it was Thursday. You thought it was Thursday, but you realized it was Friday.
It was Friday. Right? Yeah, you're correct about it. So can I say one thing before we move forward?
Oh,
no, because I don't want you to play anything weird.
You said enough. We just heard you. Hold on. I asked you.
As long as you let me respond.
I asked you, was you standing on everything you said?
Was I standing on everything I said about Devin Haney not being the undercard of Teofimo? Of course.
Everything we just heard you say. You standing on that?
Yes, that's what I said.
I was wrong, right? Hold on.
Of course you're wrong.
All right. So you standing on that.
Okay, yes.
All right. So we don't need to hear you say no. I got something for you.
Okay. As long as you let me respond to anything you got. That's cool.
We gonna let you respond.
All right, feel free.
I want your man to click the link. He in here now. Flyer frequency. He can click it too. I got
before that, go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead. Let me hear what you gotta say.
I got something for you. Just mute your phone. We don't need you to ad-lib. Look, I don't know if you noticed about me, but I rap. I'm about to drop a freestyle on Bill Haney and the rest of them. They better leave me alone. All I'm saying is I don't need you to ad-lib. I know how to ad-lib when I'm in the studio. I don't need you to ad-lib. All I'm saying is don't leave. Stay right. Mute your phone. I want to play something for you.
Okay.
Because let me catch the audience up to speed. I told the audience members on Friday morning, May 2nd, before the fight even happened, I told everybody I received a text message from a good friend of mine. Definitely not going to mention any names. I'm definitely not going to drop names. However, I gave the position that the person holds. You heard me say it in the audio I just replayed.
Okay.
I was told that originally Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez was going to be the first fight out of all three of the fights. They were going to be on the undercard of Teofimo Lopez because that was a championship fight. That was the original agreement.
Sure.
Now, literally 2.5 hours before the actual event, I received another text message from the same source that told me that there's so many things happening behind the scenes, between Devin Haney's camp, the commission, Robert Garcia. They done already told me what was going on.
Sure.
When the text came through, I called and I told a friend of mine, my source, don't tell me what's going on. I don't want to know. He was trying to give me the particulars and the specifics.
Sure.
I said, I don't want to know because integrity tells me when I hear something, I'm held accountable for what I know. Because I came out Friday morning and I told the whole audience, I told everybody right here on Friday morning that Devin Haney was going to be the undercard of the actual undercard. Yeah. Correct?
So, so can we, before we move forward, hold on 1 second.
Hold on. Because I don't need nobody.
I didn't deny that, okay? Just remember that.
Mute
I didn't
your
deny
phone.
that. Let's just remember that.
Mute your phone, bro. I got this. Let me finish my point.
Okay.
So, with that being said, if that person, the source, a friend of mine, would have told me this was going on, A, B, C, D, E, and F, when I come back out here on my platform to say, hey, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Road to Tape film crew, what I told you all 8 hours ago, there's been a change. And these are the reasons why I'm held accountable to tell my audience, you might not care. You might not need to know boxing, Hacker, but I have thousands upon thousands of people that depend on me to give them truth in my content. Because that's just who I am. So that's why I told him, I don't need to know the specifics. I don't want to know. But what I am going to do, based on having integrity, the next time I go live, this is me talking. The next time I go live, I'm going to let my audience members know. I'm going to let my fans know. I'm going to let the supporters of this channel know that, look, there was a mix-up because y'all saw that Ryan Garcia was the main event. You saw Devin Haney under Ryan Garcia, and then you saw Teofimo Lopez come underneath Devin Haney. So now people will look at me and say, well, Manager Marty, you said that Devin was going to come out first before Teo. Oh, I got something for that. So that's why I came out Sunday. You came up after me, but I came on Sunday and I clarified to everybody what happened. You came up here saying, Manager Marty, because it didn't happen, you was wrong. No, it's not about whether I was wrong or not.
That was the deal between me and you, though. So let me just clarify something. It was a deal between me and you. It wasn't about where you got your information from. That's irrelevant. I keep saying, like, I believe what you're saying. I believe you have a source that told you all this. I'm saying what happened. So it's what about?
Oh, Hacker, this one got you kicked off by the phone booth the last time. You gotta let me talk, bro. I got this. I'm gonna let you talk like I always do. Just chill. I got you. What I'm saying is it wasn't about me and you. Before you even jumped on the show, I'm the one that came out and told the people that. Before you came up on the platform, I asked you, did you hear what I said earlier about my source? And you said, no, I didn't hear it. So it wasn't about a deal between you and I. I made the statement of Ryan Garcia being the main event, then Teo under him, and then Devin under him before you came up here. So now, that's what I just want to say. I digress with that part. I'm going to let you respond quickly if you can, because I want to present something to you. I got something for you. Go ahead, hurry up. Make your move. Make your move.
Yeah, here's my move. I never denied that you have a source. I never denied and said, oh, the source never told you anything or anything like that. I never denied any of that. I never said that the source didn't change their mind. I never denied the validity of the source. Never denied none of that.
No problem.
So here's the thing about what the conversation between you and me. The conversation was what actually happened the night of the event. Will Devin Haney be the undercard of Teo? This is your statement. You said it would be, and if it would be, would I come here and say that, hey, I was wrong? I said, yeah, sure, no problem. And so the night of the event, Devin Haney fought after T.O., so he was not the undercard T.O. And I came back, and I said, hey, man, Jamari, what happened? So it's almost like an analogy. Like, look at it this way, right? If me and you, I have like a conversation, and I say, you tell me, hey, Boxing Hacker, there's going to be an apple eating contest on Friday. Source told me that, right? I'm like, okay, fine, all right, but I don't think so. I didn't hear anything about it. And then you say, okay, if there's an apple eating contest on Friday, will you come back and admit that you were wrong about there not being one? I said, sure. And then on Friday, there's no apple eating contest. And I come back and say, hey, there was none. And you start telling me about what your source told you. It's irrelevant, because what actually matters is what happened at that moment. What happened at that particular time in space. It doesn't matter where you got your information from, your antecedents, your prerequisites. None of that matters. The validity of it could be the president of the United States telling you. It doesn't matter. What matters is the premise that you gave, and if that premise actually happened, became true or false at that particular moment. That's what matters. And I'll land with that.
No problem. I hope you hold that standard for Bill Haney and them, because I'm glad you brought all of that up. I want to play you something. I want to put it on your screen for the people. But before I do, double salute to Jab Queen Boxing. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. She is a member of the channel, supervisor of the Road to Tape film crew. And in the super chat, she says, morning. Just a reminder, you have people backstage. Yes, thank you, Ty. I appreciate that. Yes, Mr. Greg is backstage. And Mr. Greg, hang tight. I'm going to let you on in just a few moments. Thank you again, Jab Queen, for that. No problem. Irregardless of whether or not I came out and told y'all why what didn't happen on the fight, meaning Devin Haney wasn't the undercard of the actual undercard.
Correct.
I was still wrong, but I told you all so
that's the reason why you're wrong.
That's the part right there that you're missing about your apple eating contest. Because it's like, okay, so I said something was going to happen on Friday.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
In between me saying that and the actual event happening on Friday, in between those two periods, the intermediate fact is that someone, the original source, not someone else, the original source says, hey, there's so much chaos going on back here.
Yeah.
A lot of things is looking shaky in the back.
Yes, irrelevant.
Dressing room, right?
Yes, irrelevant. All that's irrelevant.
So you're saying that's irrelevant.
Yeah, because that's not. It's all that matters. What happened in that particular moment.
No problem.
There's a premise. Is your premise true or false? That's what it really lines up to. Yeah.
No. Hey. No problem.
Okay.
So since you said that, then I guess there's nothing else for you and I to talk about. However, because credibility tells me and integrity tells me, now I'm going to present the evidence. Remember, I just told y'all, I got the text message. Don't make me show it, please. I don't want to show it, but I will if I have to. Where I told the source, don't tell me anything about what happened in specifics. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Don't give me the particulars of it, because then I'm going to be held accountable for coming back and making a public statement on it, because I really know. And I'm not fake like that. I'm not going to act like I don't know something. That's just me. And I'm not going to act like I know something when I don't. That's just me. So I didn't want to burden myself with that. Don't even tell me. But guess what happened, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Road to Tape film crew? Look at your screen. Now I'm going to show you this first. Bam. This is me and Boxing Hacker on May 4th. That was on a Sunday, when he actually came up here to say I was wrong about this never happened. Even though I told y'all why it didn't happen. Was beyond my control. And guess what happened? Double salute to my guy, Lucky. I don't know if he's here, but he's the one that sent me this clip. The next day, on Monday, I didn't see it until the other day, actually. On Tuesday, I saw this interview. I mean, yesterday, I saw this actual. He sent it to me on. Lucky sent this to me on Tuesday, but I didn't see it until Wednesday, yesterday. But you see, I circled it for you. You see the date? I'm gonna show you again. This is May 4th. Look at your screen. This is me and Boxing Hacker. Him and I are having a dialogue that you just heard on the audio. May 4th, that was Sunday, the last live I did. Meaning the last live I did after Friday. Okay? The next day, May 5th, Robert Garcia does an interview with Ellie Seckback on ES News. The next day, I had no knowledge of this, nor did I have any knowledge of what actually was taking place behind the scenes. But let me play what Robert Garcia said since he was training Jose Ramirez, who was the opponent of Devin Haney. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
To the locker room in the hotel. Our locker room. The table they gave us there, with the bucket and stuff like that, and they had like 6 water bottles. So 6 water bottles. The commissioner also said before the fight and the rules meeting, you cannot drink nothing in the locker room. Nothing, you can bring nothing.
No water, no Gatorade, no
nothing,
no
nothing. Only water that the commission provides. When we got to our locker room, there was already like 6 water bottles, but they were the hotel, like labeled from the hotel. Some just have their own little label.
Yeah.
And so I prepared all the water with the ice and all that shit. And the inspector that was in my corner, in my locker room, told me, looked at the water and said, no, you can't use this water. They're very strict, brother. You can't use this water. I'm like, what do you mean? It was already here. Well, no, this is the wrong one. You have to use the one that the promoter provided. I said, well, isn't this the one that provided? Because it was already in my room. It was already in the locker room. Yeah, no, I don't know who put it this way. So they made me take it out, and they brought me the new water that they want me to use. Okay, so I got bucket. It is what it is. So we changed the water. We were using the one that they.
All right. People's telling me it's breaking up. Can y'all hear me? Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? People telling me it's breaking up. People, I don't know what's going on, y'all. This is not the first time that StreamYard has done this, but it's all good. Basically, I'm gonna clarify what was going on. So Robert Garcia, who trained Jose Ramirez for the Devin Haney fight, basically, he was talking about things that were happening behind the scenes in the locker room hours before the actual fight, before the actual event took place. He was basically saying that the commission had the inspectors go to Ramirez camp and tell them that there's certain water bottles that they can use. The only waters they can drink from or use was from the ones that was issued by the promoter. In the fighter meeting, before the actual fight, it was already announced. This is standard in boxing. It was all the rules of what was supposed to take place that night at the event, before the event started, was already laid out in the meeting. In the meeting, Robert Garcia said, which I know is true, there's certain waters, meaning water bottles, the type of containers that the water is placed in for these fighters that can and cannot be used. Personal ones could not be used, only the ones issued by the promoter. This is what Robert Garcia was saying, and the audio was breaking up. Anyway, when they went over to Devin Haney's locker room, while Devin Haney was getting his hands wrapped, and even before that, he said they noticed that in the bucket, there were not promoter-issued water bottles in Devin Haney's bucket. In other words, as he was saying, they were getting away with breaking the rules. Everybody else was following the rules, but the Haneys were breaking the rules. They had their own water bottles from Nike containers. That's what Robert Garcia said. He also said you probably couldn't really hear that part, so I stopped it because the audio was just messing up from what I was told. But also, Devin Haney did not take the New York State Athletic Commission drug test at the same time that the other fighters did. They actually tested him right before he walked to the ring, after consuming whatever waters or whatever, Robert Garcia said that they were consuming in those water bottles. And not only that, Robert Garcia said that every time he compete as one of the trainers, fighting, one of the trainers that's training one of the fighters in New York State, they never done that before. They allowed Devin Haney and the Haney camp to get away with certain things that they did not allow other people to get away with. And on top of that, Robert Garcia was saying that the Haneys kept complaining to the inspectors. Okay, and the inspectors were acquiescing to the demands of the Haneys and being partial in their treatment. That was what's going on behind the scenes. I didn't know all of this. All of this was just published the day after I said what I said here. Boxing Hacker tried to prove that I was wrong, and I was, wrong about saying, hey, you said your source told you this never happened. Well, I'm telling you why it didn't happen. And he said to me, and y'all heard him, well, that's irrelevant. Well, then there's nothing for him and I to talk about if it's irrelevant. But you can't say I'm wrong about something that a source tell me, and then a source come back and tell me what changes were made, okay, what adjustments had to be made so the first thing that I said wouldn't take place. That's why it didn't take place, or at least that's one of the reasons. And Robert Garcia was there. I wasn't in New York City. Robert Garcia was there in the dressing room, and he was talking about all the things that was happening, all of the partial treatment that the Haneys were given. So when Bill Haney said that Jose Ramirez had to be evaluated medically by EMTs in the back of an ambulance, Garcia responded by saying, well, all the fighters, he said all of the fighters had to get medically evaluated by EMTs outside in the ambulance. And Bill Haney's words, not mine, he said, we didn't. That's what Bill Haney said. I can find the tweet. So Bill Haney basically just said again, oh, we didn't have to get evaluated. Once again, the Haneys were not following protocol and the rules that was standard to all of the fighters at the event. Even Bill Haney said, oh, we didn't. So that's the point that Robert Garcia was making even in this video. I digress. Mr. Greg, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
I'm sorry to give everybody the ring around the rosy with this.
Do you need some Tylenol? I got it right here for you.
No, I'm from Philly. I've had worse headaches than these.
He gives me, I don't dislike him, but he gives me a headache every time he comes on. Every time.
You know what? That's unfortunate, Mr. Greg, because unfortunately, I won't have him come on and terrorize and traumatize the audience. I know Jab Queen, she said she don't like him on here. Now I'm hearing it from you. And, I won't let him on here. I'll give him some time. unless something else controversial happens.
The problem is that I think he, and I've always said this about him, so I'm not talking behind his back. I think he purposely likes to be disagreeable. I think he likes to get into the minutia of a conversation and take bits and pieces out to make whatever point he's attempting to make, but he sees it as logic. And I just think he enjoys doing that, just like a troll, except he makes less sense. At least the trolls sometimes are funny.
Yes.
But that's just who he is, and I've come to accept that. But he still sometimes gives me a headache.
All right, I won't traumatize my audience anymore.
Yeah, please don't.
Double salute to Big Dog Willie. He's in the super chat. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Big Dog Willie says Jake Paul versus Tank, November 22nd is official facts. I'll conduct my own due diligence and independent research on that, Big Dog Willie. I have my issues with that, but we'll see. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny, but I will do my due diligence and get some information within the next 24 hours. Now, with that being said, Mr. Greg, you asked a question about Eddie Hearn last time that you were here on Sunday. Were you here? I don't know at what point did you actually come to the channel. Were you here when I broke down the licensing and rights and the broadcasting and all of that?
I think I recall us talking about that last year, actually, or some of that last year, not necessarily the particular promoters, but we were talking about that subject matter about licensing and fighters getting sponsors and stuff like that. But it's always good to hear it broke down, to put the actual names and faces and for others who don't know anything about it to understand. Because I'm always saying nobody know everything.
Yes, right.
I want to learn whatever I don't remember. I want to be re-educated. Whatever I know might have changed a little bit. I mean, this is what your channel does. You're telling people stuff and giving them information. So when they want to debate the nuances and the ins and outs of boxing, they'll have good information. So their debate will be much more intelligent. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, and that's all I was trying to say, even with the information and not the rehash it because we had the viewership still here, and I know some of the viewership are leaving to go elsewhere right now, and the show is about to go off. But the thing I'm trying to say is no point for the Haneys to come out and say that they're not with Eddie Hearn, they're not with this promoter, they're not with that promoter, they're independent, they're their own bosses, and it's okay. The problem I have with it that they're not receiving the benefit of being their own bosses if they're talking like that. And more specifically, if Matchroom Promotions, here it is on your screen, Mr. Greg, Matchroom Boxing, if they are able to republish the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight and receive compensation and residual for it, obviously from YouTube and ad advertisement and viewership, then how come Devin Haney, who was in the actual fight with Ryan Garcia, how come he can't benefit from receiving compensation and residuals off of it through views and ad revenue on his own YouTube platform if he's not signed to Eddie Hearn or if he doesn't have a business agreement with Matchroom Boxing? Because at the end of the day, if he's a free agent and he's not signed exclusively to any promoter and he has his own promotion company, DHP Promotion, then he should be able to then republish the content because he is the image and likeness. But because it's not on his YouTube channel, that's an indication that there is something fishy with the fact that the Haneys are coming out saying they're their own bosses, they're independent contractors with regards to, when I say independent contractors, all boxers are, but only within regards to being free agents, that they're not signed exclusively to a promoter. That's bad business on Bill Haney's part if Devin Haney is not exclusively signed to Matchroom Promotions or any promoter, because he's not able to enjoy the benefits of his own likeness, his own image, his own talent by putting it on his own YouTube channel to receive compensation and residuals off of it. that makes absolutely no sense to me when you have representation. I mean, Bill Haney did say he was the 2023 Manager of the Year. But in 2024 and in 2025, including Devin Haney fighting Jose Ramirez, they don't own the content on it.
Mm-hmm. What is that saying? If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, you baffle them with BS. I don't want to cuss on your channel, but that's basically what it is. Bill Haney baffles you with the BS. But the brilliance would have been if he actually did own the content that he can use, that his son that he's taking care of can benefit monetarily from. That's where you show your competence. That's where you show your brilliance in dealing with this business of boxing, because you know how it can get for somebody who don't know what they're doing. Yeah. We've seen it. So what Bill is doing is what Bill's going to do. And the criticism that he going to get for it is going to come. And it's going to affect his son. And he's going to still, just like he was telling you about the ambulance. Most fighters know you're going to get checked after a fight, because fighters have been punched, fighters have been hit hard, fighters have been knocked down, and they still continue to fight, right? But sometimes later on that day, the fighter, for whatever reason, ends up in the hospital because maybe he wasn't checked. So that's what you're supposed. That's a precautionary measure that you have to take after you've been punched in your face and knocked down and elbowed and all the other things that could happen. You still have to check yourself out, because our bodies weren't really built for us to be getting beat up like they do in the ring. And are we still on the show, Marty?
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we're still there, because I see the A Bill up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, A Bill! I just wanted to say that.
Okay, I got you. But now, if Devin wasn't checked, that wasn't smart either. Now, of course, Devin.
That was my next point. That was the next point I was going to bring home. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Gray.
Because that's not brilliance either. Because I don't care if I won. I don't care how good I looked or how bad I looked or how good my guy looked. After the fight, I still want you checked. I want that whatever it is there to make sure you're gonna walk home and go and wake up in decent health. I want to see that happens, because as we know, all it takes is one punch. Just like you hit somebody with a body punch, it can be a delayed reaction. You can get hit in the face or get hit in the head, and maybe 2 days later, the problem that came from that. So that's why you're supposed to get checked. That's not a flex by saying we weren't in the ambulance. That's stupid to me. Because you're saying that you're trying to give the impression, I should say, that my son is so great, he don't even have to see no doctors. That's just stupid. This is a dangerous sport. We done seen people get killed. We've seen it happen in the ring, so you don't do that. But again, that's one more reason why Bill gets criticized, because he makes these kinds of statements when somebody who knows better, like you have done, call him out on it, and then he gets mad and going to insult you, call you names. I mean, that's a deflection that people do when they don't have an intelligent response. Let's just go ahead and start calling name and do the name calling, and that's unfortunate too.
Yeah, and you know what else? And I have to leave everybody with this, Mr. Gray, because I am well over time. You mean to tell me that Bill Haney is flexing and publicly advertising that his son didn't go see or get checked out or evaluated by a licensed, certified, medically qualified EMT?
No, we going.
But he can send his son to a man that's not licensed, that's not board qualified, medically certified to evaluate his blood and give him recommendations and give him supplements and other things. Thank you, Terrence Crawford. You mean to tell me Bill Haney's cool with that? Hey, Bill! You know what? I'm doing way too much talking. Don't